So we learned from WikiLeaks that Donna Brazile was acting as a CNN contributor while at the same time slipping questions to the Clinton campaign during the primary debates. And in fact, I should be clear, we knew that she slipped a question to the Clinton campaign, but now we have more information. So she had given them a heads up on a question about the death penalty. And she nearly gave the question word for word to the Clinton campaign, and then Hillary had time to prepare and get very specific in her response, and, you know, I'd argue her response wasn't great either way, but nonetheless, she had gotten the question in advance, and that is obviously biasing the debate, because Bernie Sanders didn't have any questions in advance. Well, now we learned more from WikiLeaks. She said the following in a follow-up email on this issue. It was from Donna Brazile to a top Clinton official, and she said, "From time to time, I get the questions in advance. I rarely hear it, but I'll send a few more, though some questions Roland submitted," talking about Roland Martin there, who was one of the moderators at the debate. She said, quote, let me repeat, "I'll send a few more." So it wasn't just the death penalty question. In another email we found out, well, she also sent, some specifics on a Flint water crisis question. So I think they did a debate in Flint, and or just in Michigan in general. I don't know exactly where it was in Michigan, but there was a question about the Flint water crisis. And Donna Brazile said, "Hey, look, this is what's going to happen, and let me tell you a little bit. This woman has a background, and the water wasn't clean, and so you're going to have a good response to this, so on and so forth." So that's two questions. So she gave two questions that we know of, and also said, "Hey, I'll send a few more. Maybe there's even more coming in the next batch of WikiLeaks emails here." But as a result of this, you ready? I hope you're sitting down. Finally, we have some accountability. Finally, we have some justice. She's been let go by CNN. Victory. Now, obviously, it wasn't victory during the primary because this is just further evidence of the DNC and the media sort of tipping the scales in favor of Hillary Clinton and against Bernie Sanders, as all the various document dumps from WikiLeaks have proven. But at least now we have some accountability, at least now we have some justice, and at least now she's being let go when she simply wasn't doing her job. You know, your job as a CNN contributor, your job as a CNN analyst is supposed to be to go out there and give your opinion and give your thoughts as you see fit. It's not to weasel your way in there, grab some fucking questions, give them in advance to one of the candidates that you prefer, because then you are tipping the scales of the election. And all the response arguments to this are nonsense. People, oh, well, what do you mean? It was obvious they were going to ask a question about the Flint water scandal, because, I mean, they were in the area, so what are you going to do? Oh, whoa, hold on now. It's just common practice. If it's such common practice, then why the fuck didn't Bernie Sanders get any questions in advance? Because it's not common practice. What this is a clear case of the establishment supporting the establishment. Donna Brazile, an establishment insider at CNN in the media at this point, supporting Hillary Clinton, the establishment candidate. And by the way, of course, who replaced Debbie Wasserman Schultz as the head of the DNC when she had to step down because it was obvious that she was tipping the scales in favor of Hillary Clinton during the primary, and we learned about it. Donna Brazile took her place. Replace one Hillary shill for another Hillary shill and go, what? Bernie supporters, Bernie bros, you're all misogynist. You have to be sexist if you think that there's maybe some fuckery going on behind the scenes against your candidate. Well, no, it's been proven that's the case, and you smeared us the entire time and said, well, you're Bernie bros for even talking about it. Well, now we have the evidence. We have the proof. There you are, giving questions to your preferred candidate. So, thankfully, we have some justice here. CNN's let her go. But also, let me add on top of it, because we have to be objective and we have to be fair. At the same time this was going on, and is going on, Corey Lewandowski, who was Trump's campaign manager, he was hired by CNN to be an analyst and a contributor while still getting paid by the Trump campaign. So he goes out there and pretends to be giving, what do you mean? I'm giving a totally objective, uninfluenced opinion. No, you were getting paid by the Trump campaign and CNN at the same time. And by the way, you signed a fucking clause, a document with Donald Trump that said, I will not speak bad of my candidate. I'm not kidding. He makes everybody who works for him sign that pledge. So you got to be fair and you got to be consistent and you got to be objective here. Yes, I'm in favor of firing Donna Brazile because she didn't do her job. Your job at CNN, you're supposed to hold people in the government and people running to be in the government accountable, and you're supposed to fact check them, and you're supposed to hold their feet to the fire. You're supposed to be a watchdog for the people. And you didn't do that. You did the opposite of that. It's the same thing for Corey Lewandowski. So I'd fire Corey Lewandowski's punk ass as well. He should have never been hired by CNN. And by the way, Corey Lewandowski is also a thug because he helped Donald Trump make the media blacklist where he kicks out people from different outlets that he thinks are unfair to Trump. You're unfair. You're on the media blacklist. And that list just kept growing and growing. There were left-wing outlets. There were centrist outlets. There were right-wing outlets. Anybody who says something bad about Trump, banned, sad. And Corey Lewandowski was right there with him. So, yeah, that's right. Yeah, ban all the people in the fucking press. Fuck free press. I don't care about the free press. Anyway, I'm here to sign up for the press job. Will you guys have me? Oh, thank you. You're so kind. You hired me even though I'm anti-free press and I'm getting paid by the campaign as I pretend to be an objective analyst. No, fire both of them. Fire both of them. And let's get back to a media that holds people in power accountable. That's not what we have now. We have people sucking up to people in power. And people helping people in power in CNN while the whole time pretending like, oh, how dare you, impugn my integrity and malign my good name. Did you know Donna Brazile, Jordan Chariton, the TYT reporter, questioned Donna Brazile about this and giving the question to Hillary Clinton. And Donna Brazile tried to say to him, well, you're badgering a woman just like, Trump would do. Are you fucking kidding me, Donna? That's what you're going to do. You're going to pull that card. You're going to say, well, here you are holding me accountable and giving facts about how I'm not honorable and how I'm biased and how I'm helping one candidate over another candidate when I say I'm not. So, I guess you must be sexist for disagreeing with a woman. You're like Trump for trying to get facts out there and hold me accountable. That's the only trick they got left up their sleeve because they're so corrupt and they're so far gone.